Charles Haley. You're listening to Nothing But Niners.
This is Kyle Juszczyk, and you're listening to Nothing But Niners.
So now they've got to start from deep in their end of the field, and Garrison Hurst takes advantage of it. He takes the handoff, hits to his right, gets to the 20. He's in the 30. Needs to cut in. He comes back up the right sideline. Breaks a third tackle. Comes down to the 30. He's down to the 20. He's down to the 10. He's down to the 5. He's into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown! 49ers! 96-yard run from scrimmage. Garrison Hurst breaking tackle after tackle. Swings down the sideline. Throws off bodies like clothes after a marathon.
Young, back to throw. In trouble, he's going to be sacked. No, gets away. He runs, gets away again, goes to the 40, gets away again, to the 35, cuts back at the 30, to the 20, the 50, the 10. He died. Touchdown, 49ers.
Third down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking down in post, and it's good. Touchdown! Touchdown, 49ers!
It is second down. Ryan takes the snap, throws the slant to the left side. It's Russell intercepted. The 49ers pick it, and Navarro Bowman is redemption. Navarro Bowman running it all the way for the touchdown. No greater redemption.
The San Francisco 49ers, we can do whatever we want.
Click, click, boom. What's going on, faithfuls? It's your boy Mike from the Nothing But Niners crew. And guys, we are back, man. I know the show was originally set for 9 p.m., but it's going to get a little hectic. It's going to get a little wild. So I wanted to come on here and get a couple of things off my chest before the show got started. Now, I expect there to be some chaos. I expect there to be some emotions. I expect there to be some cussing, some laughing, maybe a tear or two, who knows? But I want to do something really quick that I don't think I've ever done in the entire history of my time here on Nothing But Niners. I want to make a very clear distinction between facts and truths. And I want to do this before there's any guests on. I want to do this before we open up the phone lines. I bring in other people. I want to do this before the game. All right. Now, we did the breaking news video. You all are well aware that the 49ers have traded third overall pick Trey Lance to the Dallas freaking Cowboys. All right. There are some people who love the decision. There are some people who hate the decision. And there's a lot of everything in between. So I want you guys to allow me this runway to get this off. Yes, facts and truths. So one person's truth doesn't have to be someone else's truth. But a fact is a fact. I said what I wanted to say. All right. But I'm glad you asked. I should have explained that. If you're standing on one side and I'm standing on the other, I might see a number 6 laying on the ground. You might see a number 9. Your truth is your truth. It does not mean you're wrong. My truth is my truth. Doesn't mean that I'm wrong. But a fact is a fact. There is some object on the ground in between us with curves. Okay? Now, my truth. I feel like the 49ers did not give Trey Lance the opportunity to develop. I feel like they didn't give him enough chances in games. And I feel like they have completely mishandled the quarterback situation, including but not excluding anyone else, including Trey Lance, including Jimmy Garoppolo, including Brock Purdy, including Brian Hoyer, since day one. That is my opinion. That is my truth. The fact of the matter is the Niners traded up to the third overall pick. The fact is they picked Trey Lance. The fact is he only played in 4 games. And the fact is he is 2-2. Here are a couple more facts. He put some bad film out. You can include preseason. You can include regular season. You can even go back to college and find bad film on Trey Lance. Here is another fact. He put some good film out. You can include preseason, regular season, and even college. Those are facts. Here's another fact that everybody, no matter what your truth is, here's another fact that everybody is going to have to accept. No one saw enough of Trey Lance during real games to definitively say one way or the other what he is and what he's going to be. Those are facts. Only consistent playtime can give you a definitive answer on who someone is at any given career. He needed more time for us, for myself to speak on him definitively. I can't say Trey Lance has one of the best deep arms I've ever seen. I didn't see it enough. I can't say, hey, eventually he'd have been able to hit those checkdowns, or I didn't see it enough. I can't say that. I can't say that. All right? Here's some more of my truths before I open this up to everybody else. I think Kyle Shanahan is a genius, but not because of his offensive scheme. Or actually, it is because of his offensive scheme. I think Kyle Shanahan figured out a way to make the 49ers so good that they never really needed a franchise quarterback. Let me define franchise quarterback. My truth. A franchise quarterback is a type of quarterback that can come in and elevate the players around him. He is someone that you pay the really, really big bucks to because your wide receivers might not be as good as Debo and Ayuk. He's someone that you go in there and you pay really, really big bucks to because you might not have a Christian McCaffrey. He's someone that you go in there and pay really, really big bucks to because you might not have a George Kittle. And if you happen to have one or two of those pieces, you damn sure don't have them all at the same time. My opinion is this. My truth is this. Kyle's genius is making it so the Niners can't move on from him right now. Kyle's genius is making it so the Niners won't move on from him right now. Kyle's genius is making it so they don't even want to think of the possibility of moving on from him. My truth. I think that is genius. When my company that I work for was purchased a couple months ago, they told me straight up I had 2 months to prove my value. They didn't hold any punches. They were very, very clear. We've got stuff for you to do for 2 months, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Hear me out. Just hear me out. If in those 2 months, I could make it so that the company felt they could not succeed without me, not my skill set, not the items I bring to the table, but if I made it so that they felt they couldn't succeed without me, I would have successfully done my job. I would have become untouchable. Kyle Shanahan is untouchable right now in this system. I don't know any other head coach and GM combination that have had 7 years and has not come up with a quarterback of the future. We hope that's Brock Purdy. I'm all in. Hey, I don't have a choice. You see him behind me, right? He's right there. I don't have a choice. I have no choice in this. But I dare any of you guys to find a head coach and GM combination that have had 7 years without a quarterback. I've seen head coaches and GMs come in, they get a quarterback, they fail with that quarterback, but the owner likes the quarterback, so they move on from one of the two of them. I've seen that. I've seen head coach and GM come in, they they get a quarterback and they say, hey, this ain't working. And what do? They get rid of that quarterback. But 7 years, still no definitive answer at the quarterback position, and all the job security in the world. That is the genius in Kyle Shanahan. My truth. Now, the fact is, here's the fact. 3 NFC championship games in 4 seasons. That's the fact. With or without whatever quarterback you think we needed, we got there. I'm saying something, and I hope you guys hear me. There's going to be a lot of opinions that come out tonight. There's going to be a lot of truths that come out tonight. I'm very, very interested to see what facts come out tonight. All right. I'm going to run through these formalities really quick, and then we're going to bring our guest in. I see a couple of them down there, so we're going to bring our guest on, okay? If this is your first time here on the YouTube page and you enjoy the show, please do us a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and then turn on your notifications. Give us a follow on some of our social media platforms. We have Facebook and Twitch. Those handles are nothing but Niners. That's spelled all the way out. No numbers in there anywhere. Give us a follow on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter. Those handles are nothing but 9ERS. That's nothing but Niners with the 9 in there. And then last but certainly not least, head on over to the Patreon page, patreon.com/NB9ERS. If you guys are looking for somewhere to watch the game tonight, you want to do it with a crowd or an audience, head on over there, patreon.com/NB9ERS. All right, you guys down there ready? Give me a thumbs up if y'all are ready. I will happily pop y'all in. All right, simultaneous thumbs up. Boom. We're going to do the try box here. Let's bring my people in. Guys, I'm sorry. I had to go on a little bit of a rant. I know how these shows can get. There were some things I felt like I needed to say very, very clearly and definitively so that my message doesn't get misconstrued, because it's been happening all day long. All day long.
Yep.
From the moment they said Trey Lance was QB3, and then minutes later, the report was they told him to go home, I said right away, Trey Lance has been traded. They might be ironing out the details. They might be picking which trade offer they're going to accept. But Trey Lance has been traded. He will not be with the 49ers. It was just obvious to me. I've never seen a healthy person not participate in practice without it being either a holdout or a held out. And the only reason they're held out is if they are not a part of that team anymore. So I want to open the floor up to Crystal. Y'all know her as Peachy. And my man Mose. You guys, I want y'all to react. Y'all can bring it however you want.
First, I want to say, yo, me and Mose, the ones that you guys love to hate.
Y'all,
we in here, baby.
That's right. That's right. They're gonna have to deal with us tonight, y'all. They're gonna have to deal with it.
Ooh. I'll tell you what, Mike, you said a whole lot. Like you really did. And I actually appreciate what you said, because you're not wrong about anything that you said at all. I
appreciate that.
Completely correct. I was backstage and heard all of what you said. I can't wait for the post-game pressers.
Look at how much we want to fast forward already.
I just want to fast forward past this game and get to the post-game pressers, because Kyle, at every single post-game presser that we've had in this preseason, Kyle Shanahan has spoke. So I want to see if he's going to have the guts to speak in the post-game pressers. He's usually the first one that comes out, rolls out there, and
he's going to speak, right? Like Mose, you think he's gonna speak? Oh wait, hold on. Mose is like are you summoning some inner, like I feel like you charging up for something. I can't get a read on you right now, big dog.
Yeah, listen, I'm trying not to burst through this camera right now. Like the Dallas Cowboys.
It's crazy.
I didn't mention the team when y'all came. Yeah.
I was listening to I actually went back and I was listening to some things that I can't remember if it was Lynch or Kyle. We talking on different places like all week. One of them was talking about how that they were going to do to try to do what was best for Trey and the team. So I have and then what's his name? Whichever reporter said that they that there was multiple trade, and there was one that was
Jeremy
in the
Fowler.
AFC. Yeah, Fowler. So I was thinking about it, and I'm like, I wonder if they kind of just had like a happy medium in between, and probably like, oh, we're not trying to do that, whatever. Because I would say out of all the teams that probably wanted him, Dallas was probably, I mean, they're a contender. Regardless of them being our rivals, they are a contender. And they were just, I mean, and then like in the off season, because I've seen Cowboy fans and they're talking about in the off season, where they were talking about maybe, going ahead and paying Dak. And all of a sudden, they have this option. And if I'm just saying if, so don't go crazy or whatever. If he does turn out to be something, he will be so much cheaper than paying Dak. That's all I'm saying. So regardless of whether he starts out quarterback 3 over there, it doesn't mean that you stay there. It doesn't mean that. Now, here's what I don't like about the narrative that's being put out there now, because Trey got traded to Dallas and whatever, Brandon Allen was also better than he was, and he was actually going to be QB4. Did you guys hear that nonsense from the brown noser? You know who I'm talking about.
David Lombardi?
Yes.
No, but
did you see that? That's absolutely ridiculous.
He has his own truths.
Of course,
his own
I don't know where that truth. I don't know what space those truths come from, but whatever. So now they're trying to say that he didn't even beat out Brandon Allen. Come on now.
You know what? Before this takes a turn for the worse, y'all mentioned the Cowboys. Let me just do something. Come here, baby. Let me just do something real quick. My little baby. So I told her I was going to interview her. I just need like not even 2 minutes. Here, you come to Daddy's side over here. Speak up.
Hey, cutie.
Hi.
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 Can you guys hear?
Yes, of course.
Right. So this is my oldest daughter. Her name is Zara.
Mm-hmm.
Zara is going to be attending a football game with me this year. What game are we going to?
The Cowboys one. The one that we're fighting against the Cowboys.
Okay.
Yes.
So Daddy started going crazy in the house about 2 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And why was I going crazy?
Because Trey Lance joined the Cowboys team.
Right. Why? So you were like immediately excited about that for some reason. And I didn't get a chance to stay in here. I left. Mommy told me that your brother came down and you asked your brother some questions. What were those questions or comments you made to your brother about that situation?
I don't remember asking questions to him.
You don't remember saying anything to Derek about it? If you don't remember, you don't remember. It's okay. I told you I wasn't going to prep you for this. I was just going to ask you what you thought. I was going to ask you some questions.
Do you have time to think?
I mean, the whole world is watching, but sure. I mean, if you want to just sit here and think, you can do that. Did you say anything to him about the 49ers or the Cowboys?
Oh, I remember.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
I asked him, I was like, do you know who Trey Lance is? And he was like, no. So I was like, he's someone.
I want to stop y'all really quick. My son is about to be 14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
His 10-year-old, are you 10 yet?
Not yet.
God, she's 9. My 9-year-old daughter asked my soon-to-be 14-year-old son if he knew who Trey Lance was, and his answer was no. Mm-hmm. When I tell y'all that my kid is not into football,
that's crazy.
You know how like, people say like parents force their teams on?
Yes.
I have made it a hard point to not do that. If they don't show interest in football, I let it go. All right, so go ahead. So you asked him if he knew who Trey Lance was. He said no. Go ahead.
And then I was like, he's someone who used to be on the 49ers team, but he got traded with the Cowboys.
Did you say anything else?
I said, and then he said, okay. And I was like, and me and Dad are going to the game against the Cowboys.
Here we go. And who's a Cowboys fan that we know?
Boo Boo.
Boo Boo is my mom. That's what my kids call their.
Oh.
So we're going to be cheering for who?
49ers.
Now you see this guy down here at the bottom of the screen? I'm going to make his picture big.
No, God, not
See
again.
this guy down here at the bottom of the screen? Now, there's a block on him, but you see him, right?
Oh, my goodness.
Remember when Daddy was in South Carolina to get the laptop and stuff? And I said, I know one of my buddies named Cecil.
Mm-hmm.
He's related to Cecil.
Oh, cool.
He's supposed to be a 49ers fan.
Oh, Lord.
Guess what he said? Not even, was it 48 hours ago? Not even 48 hours ago. He said that if Trey Lance gets traded, he hopes that the team that Trey Lance is on beats us. And then at the very end of the show, I thought of the 49ers' worst enemy. You know who that is?
Cowboys.
Say it again.
The Cowboys?
And I asked him. I held his feet to the fire. I said, if Trey Lance goes to the Cowboys, what do you say now? Now, Mose, give me the PG version of what you said, when I asked you that question at the end of the show.
I said, I hope Trey Lance whoops our behind.
Why?
Listen to the disappointment in that voice. Why? All right, you can go, baby. I love you. Go have fun. Thank you for doing the interview with me. All right.
That was so cute.
Wanted to make it a little light.
She's amazing.
Yeah, see, Mike playing dirty because he know I got 3 daughters. He's playing dirty. He's playing real dirty.
Wow. That's
and then
so
she hit
funny.
me with that.
Why? Yes. Yeah, man.
That's so funny.
But we're gonna talk about why. And
right,
I think everyone knows why. I think it's been talked about, it's been discussed, and just how this team has handled this entire situation. And I love how the narrative is spinning that, oh, there are no suitors for Trey Lance. Nobody wants Trey Lance. 49ers are having a hard time trading him. So then how does Jeremy Fowler say multiple teams were in on a potential Trey Lance deal, including one from the AFC? So that means there was some sort of bidding war. How do you go from no one's interested in him because he's not good to multiple suitors for him?
That's true.
And then have the nerve to say Cowboys like the upside of the 23-year-old with game experience. But I thought he was inexperienced. Oh, he only played 12 games in college, and he didn't go to a top-tier Division I school. He didn't play in the SEC. He didn't play in the SEC or the Pac-12 or the Big Ten or da-da-da-da-da. He only played 12 games in college. He doesn't have any experience. But now he has upside and game experience.
You know what happens? It's going to be the fastest 180 we've ever seen. We are never, the media doesn't know how to get off the Cowboys nuts. So now they got to think about all that terrible stuff that they said. Y'all wait till Cowherd gets on the mic.
Oh goodness.
Stephen A. Smith is already excited.
He already put out a video.
He was like, "Oh, so what does that say about Dak Prescott?" So
right.
Now the narrative is going to shift to, "Oh, well, Dak Prescott is bad. We paid him all this money. We shouldn't have paid him all this money." We know at some point he's probably going to get injured this year. So that means, because Cooper Rush has played at least 2 games the past 2 or 3 seasons. So at some point we probably will see Trey Lance. I hope it's week 5.
Hey,
because I'm gonna be in the building, and I'm like you said, Mike. I'm standing 10 toes down. If Trey Lance plays week 5,
You gonna be
I
there?
will be happy with a.
I'll be there too.
Mo, no, whoa. We
We
sitting
all gonna
together,
be.
right?
I believe so. We all gonna be out there.
Okay, so listen, I'm gonna need you to not be loud when you're there, because I'm telling you that. Listen,
I'm going every time Trey throw a touchdown or run for a first down or I'm a first down every single time.
I'm just saying, if
With my
somebody
49er gear on.
There'll be so many people there.
If
Everybody's
somebody
gonna be
hitting
there.
near my daughter aiming for you, I'm gonna need you to follow up, because I don't.
Oh
I don't play
no.
about my baby.
We don't play about the kids.
Okay, all right.
No, we don't
okay.
play about the kids.
All
No.
right.
No.
Yeah,
No.
they quick to fight. I want to say this one thing real quick. I think it's so funny that people are calling us that are just happy for the kid that he got out of here, and into another situation, fakeful. But you were fakeful whenever you hated the kid whenever he was here. So keep that in mind. He just now became not a 49er. So miss me with all of that right there. And I'm going to be tame because this is Mike's show. I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying?
No. We wait.
I'm going to save it for 1 a.m. I'm going to save it for 1 a.m. But let me tell you this right now. Y'all are so hypocritical. Like, now, unlike Mo's, I want us to beat the crap out of Dallas when we play them.
Let's
now,
go.
come
Now,
on
how
now.
about this?
You know what I'm saying?
We find the happy medium.
Right.
What if Trey Lance happens to play, has a phenomenal game, but we win by a field goal?
As long as we win.
Is
As
that a
long
win?
as we leave there with an L.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right.
It could be like 38 to 35.
Right.
It could be something like that.
We leave here.
All right.
But I had literally put on Twitter, because I'll put all kinds of stuff on Twitter tonight. This is crazy. Like, we got my little drink over here and, had to double it. But, it's fine. No problem at all. I put on Twitter over here, somebody had asked a question about, like the quarterbacks being set. And I said, so I'm taking bets on the 49ers taking another quarterback in next year's draft. I'm just saying, like, the bets have already started.
They should. They honestly, and it's not hate on Brock, right?
Yeah.
But you want to get a guy that you can have as a backup for 3 or 4 years also. Even if Trey was number one, right? I felt like with Trey and Purdy here, I felt like we would have one quarterback and another guy the duration of his contract. And they should continue to do that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Now, maybe they're going to extend Sam Darnold, maybe. I don't know. But until we find a guy, because Sam Darnold is a free agent at the end of the season, if I'm not mistaken. So they're going to have to draft a guy and contemplate on what they're going to do with Darnold. They're going to have a long-term backup as well.
Right.
That's what it's going to come down to. So they absolutely should be looking to get another quarterback in the building in the draft. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk to you. Well, Mose, did you want to rant? I feel like you wanted to go on a rant, but because I got some questions about this whole trade.
Nah, at this point, I'm done ranting. I mean, it is what it is. I had put out on Twitter after our show, I said, I just hope, that he's traded so that he can get an opportunity somewhere else and not have to deal with this circus anymore. So it's a bummer,
Yeah.
I'm walking around the house huffing and puffing, and my wife is there. She was like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "It's final. Like, it's final. Like, Trey is no longer here. He's no longer a San Francisco 49er. So it puts the end on the potential that we hoped would be realized here with him, and that is nixed. Like, that's over and done with.
Yeah.
So that stings a little bit.
I want to ask y'all about the compensation. Now, I got killed. Let me tell y'all part of my truth. Okay. When you look at what the Niners gave up to acquire, no, let me not say gave up, because that's going to sound wrong. If you look at what the Niners used to acquire Trey Lance, 3 first-round picks and an additional 3rd-round pick, and they got back a 4th, I said that is not good compensation based off of what they used to get him.
I agree with you 1,000%.
I got killed. I got killed.
Yeah, I mean, you got killed because
and I get it. You can only get what they offer you. I understand that as well. But that doesn't mean that I have to like the compensation we got back. So I want to get your thoughts on the compensation.
Well, see, part of the hive that didn't like Trey Lance anyway thought that the 49ers would only get a 7th round draft pick or a 6th round draft pick.
Amen to that.
So to them, getting a 4th instead of a 6th or a 7th is a win. But like we said on the show a couple of nights ago, when you trade Trey Lance in this situation, you're trading him at a loss.
For sure.
You're trading him at a loss. And I feel like maybe the only way we wouldn't take a loss is if I put it in the text. If we traded him to Washington and we got Chase Young in return.
Exactly. Right.
That may not be a loss, but still, even if you did that, it's like you traded up all those picks to get Chase Young, who also had his 5th-year option decline. So either way, no matter what, as far as value and compensation, you're trading him at a loss. But that's why you got killed. It's because the narrative is that he's bad, and how they spun it, oh, nobody wants him. Nobody's going to trade for him. So the 49ers will be lucky to get out of there with a 6 or a 7. People thought we were going to have to cut him. So getting a 4th seems like a win. But I agree with you 1,000%. I knew we weren't going to get a 1st for him.
Right.
But to only get 1 pick and it be a 4th rounder for a 23-year-old still on a rookie contract.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think that's enough. So,
but here's my thing. So there's not many quarterbacks that are out there now. It's just the way that compensation goes. Like, we knew that we weren't going to get, anything close to what we gave up for him, regardless of how he played. You know what I'm saying?
The facts versus the truths.
Yeah.
Very good.
We weren't going to. And another thing that we don't know, and I think I put a tweet out about this too. I'm curious to see what the compensation was in the other teams, because it always comes out that were, in the mix to trade for him.
Right.
Especially the AFC team, because I want to know who that is, because it really sounds to me like I can't remember if it was John or Kyle, but anyway, whichever one of them was talking about that they're going to try to do right by him and also, do right by the team as well. So if they jointly came to it, we don't know if there was another team that may have been willing to give a 3rd. I mean, we don't, and it's just a team that, it was just a bad team. They didn't want, the 49ers, maybe they didn't want him to go to like a, just a really bad team. Or it could have been an NFC West team. Could have been the Cardinals. Who knows? It could have been the Cardinals. It could have been Seattle. It could have been, a team like that wanted them. And maybe they was going to offer a 3rd, and 49ers were like, no, we can't do that. I would say that that's probably what it was. I would say it was joint. It just sounds like it. There it is. Buffalo tried to trade for him. That was the AFC team.
What?
It just came out. Yep.
What?
Buffalo.
And I guarantee you, Josh Allen was the one who went to Sean McDermott in the front office and said, make this happen.
He would have been great backup to Josh Allen.
Yes, he would have.
So that means, yep. So, yep, it just came out that it was Buffalo as we speak. I just saw it scroll across here. So the Bills tried to trade for Trey Lance before the Niners sent him to Dallas. Yep.
They're saying Bills, Cowboys, and Ravens. Holy shit.
It said there was only one
so
AFC
3 contenders.
team, so I don't know.
3 teams with 3 quarterbacks with big arms and mobility.
Yeah. So if that's the case, and it was that's
NY to the Bay out there in Bill's territory. So
he would have been great in Buffalo.
I thought Buffalo would have been a good fit for him. Like I said, I told y'all, on the other show, I thought him in Kansas City would have been cool. I thought him with even in Washington with that Kansas City type offense. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought a lot of that would have been pretty cool there. Damn, I was about to say something to y'all. Oh, yeah. So it was going to be a loss on the compensation. I wonder if there's escalators. Like if he ends up playing 25% of the snaps, does it bump up to a third or something like that? You know what I mean? Like I wonder if there are escalators in there for that for the compensation. You know what I mean? Teams often do things like that. I just wonder. I wonder how it would have played out. Or
I knew that it was going to come out.
Yeah,
I knew it was going to come out.
He's gone, and we got to start looking forward to the preseason game at hand. Brock Purdy is on the field warming up. The starters are going to go out there and play a series or so. We don't know exactly how much of a series they're going to do, but we will have to wait and see how it plays out. What are y'all expecting to see tonight? Can I wait. Before y'all answer that, I saw a lot of people saying the 49ers are going to go, 14-3, 13-4, right? And then the people that really, really were in on the Trey Lance thing were like, oh, here we go. That's it. Now the Niners are going to be, 7-10. Like, well, how does that change? How did the mindset change so much because of Trey? Like he wasn't even, like, Kyle made it clear that he wasn't going to be the starter all offseason.
Yeah.
So how did that change?
The same starter.
Why are people acting like that? I don't get it.
Only thing that I can think of is because they thought that Trey was going to be quarterback 2. And then when they found out that he was going to not be quarterback 2, but quarterback 3, in some circles, they say quarterback 4, but whatever. So that he was going to be quarterback 3, that they were nervous about that because nobody wants to see Darnold play. And we know how this quarterback history is. Let's just keep it honest. Now, I'm prayers to Brock because I feel like if Brock is out there and he's doing his thing and he's healthy, we're going to be all right.
We're going to be better than all right. We should be good if we get the same Brock from last year.
Right. But to this O-line, man, I mean, I'm like, so just praying. And I want Brock to ball out. That's what you guys don't understand. This SF right here is for real. Like I said, I want us to beat Dallas. Yes. Do not get it twisted. He's the ops now because he's a Cowboy. I just can't do it. I just can't. I'm sorry. He's the ops. So,
right.
But as a person, I love him. Just like I have people all around the league that I love and I watch and I root for as the person. But the team, no. I'm not Mose here. I love Mose. That's my brother, but I'm not Mose. That's not happening.
Get it right.
Hell
right?
No. So, but I would love to have seen him in Buffalo, though. Man,
but see,
I think Sean McDermott is one of those coaches that would have rolled out a package with Josh Allen and Trey Lance on the field at the same time.
So the compensation must not have been as good as Dallas. That's the only thing that I can think of. Because
it has to be the only thing.
There's no way that Trey would have a problem going to Buffalo with Josh Allen. There's no way. All those weapons and stuff. I mean, there's no way. But so I was scanning social media and they got people that are trying to take pictures so they can see like what the team's faces, like when they're out there working out and warming up and all this stuff. They're trying to see like they're already talking about, some are somber. You can tell the mood's down. People are trying to pick up the mood. They said that George Kittle ran into the stands and like switched a hat with the fan and is wearing the fan's hat. And so people are like, so were they told, to just kind of, make sure that you keep everybody pepped up and all this other stuff or whatever. But I just, like I said.
I think with it being preseason game 3 and then the week in between, it's going to make us start missing 49ers football, and we'll start to get over it.
Yes.
but you know that there's going to be the Trey Lance watch and all that stuff. When do the Cowboys play? They play tomorrow?
I think so. Most
because they didn't play last night.
He's our researcher. You can check.
I know they didn't play last night, so I'm very interested to see how it all.
Okay. NY's got Mike. Pull NY's comment up right there.
Yeah, they play tomorrow at 8.
I wonder if he plays there.
So
I wonder if he
the
gets
Bills
on the
want
field
to pay some of his contract. Okay, cool. Thanks, NY, for that.
Compensation was similar. Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
From my understanding, the Cowboys took on all of the contract. So
that's weird, though. Why?
Well, so I said
because what is his contract? Isn't it like $9-something million?
It was $940,000 this year.
That was the base salary, though, right?
They said that was what he was being paid this year. That his big money, well, not big money, but like 4-point-something million would be paid next year for 2024. For 2023, for the remainder of 2023, because he got that bonus. He got that $2 million bonus or something like that for being in training camp.
Right.
And so I think they still owed him $940,000.
Gotcha.
And
I wonder
Dallas is paying that.
So we should get some cap relief next year.
Quickly.
Did it? It don't take them long.
Yeah, Trey Lance not even on the 49ers spot rack no more.
So I wonder what that did for the cap space.
Fast.
I don't know. That's crazy.
Jeez.
I would have loved to have seen him in Buffalo.
There are a couple of super chats in here. Let me see what they say here. Jose Ruiz says, Mike, I am pissed. A fourth for Trey? No less than a second. We need all the help we can get. Don't trust Darnold. Super Bowl win or Lynch and Shanahan fired. I said this at the very, very beginning of the show during my facts and my truths. Kyle isn't going anywhere. The team is more dependent on Kyle than they are on the actual quarterback position. And I don't know the last time I saw that in a team. I don't know the last time I saw that. I know the last time I saw it here, where they were more dependent on the head coach and the offensive coordinator than the quarterback, and that was during the Chip Kelly era. This ain't Chip Kelly's offense, man. Kyle will make shit work. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not worried about the team. And to be completely honest with y'all, I do think that if it was a game situation, I think Sam Darnold's going to be all right too. I'm not saying that all his woes are going to change and he's never going to throw another pick or anything like that. But I do think Sam Darnold will be more efficient. I do think that he'll play well, and I think we can win some games with him as well. So I'm not ultra worried about that. But Kyle for sure is not going anywhere. I don't know what Lynch's future holds. I think Lynch holds more of the cards with his future than the results of this team.
Yeah,
I think if Lynch gets another one of those big $10 million a year offers to go to whatever network,
which is exactly what I said. I think the next time that carrot comes dangling, I think Lynch is going to take that. Because I think it's just
how he's answering some of these questions. I feel like he's tired of Kyle.
Yeah, I think that he's aggravated over just this whole situation. I don't think Lynch has a lot to do with this, and I think that the next time that comes, I think he's gonna be like, all right, I've had enough. It's time to go chill and just kick it now.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And to Peachy's point, she kept saying she didn't know if it was John or Kyle, but they kept saying that, what we want to do is best for Trey. Both of them were asked if Trey Lance will play in the third preseason game, if they expect him to be here week one. They both said yes, followed by, but we have to look at all options, and we are going to do what we think is best for the team and Trey. They were very, very clear with that. And so, in my opinion, that was the most polite no that they could possibly give, because nothing was final yet. You can't say, no, we're going to trade him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All they could do was get that information out that they got out yesterday. The team is now taking options for Trey Lance. That's all they could say.
Yeah.
That's all they could say. So they couldn't say no at the time because nothing was finalized, but I do believe that they were weighing their options, and they knew that he wasn't going to be here. That's why it was the sudden, I'm not going to name QB2 until right before Steelers game, and then all of a sudden was Sam Darnold to back up.
Yeah, the writing was on the wall. Like,
Trey
you
did
knew.
hard. We told him to go home. No, Trey wasn't supposed to be out there. That's what that was.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
Exactly.
Rafael Rosario has another super chat here. He says Purdy is. See, here, this is when y'all yell at me for reading the super chats wrong, and I'm not trying to get it wrong. Purdy is fearless out there, not a yes sir QB. I think he's trying to say Purdy's not a yes man, but I think it's the exact opposite.
You kind of have to
with
be.
the first part of it. I agree with the first part of the comment. I disagree with the second part of the comment. And Mike, you mentioned that the other night when you talked about a quarterback being programmable.
Yes.
And I feel like at the time, Brock Purdy being Mr. Irrelevant 7th round pick, last pick of the draft, him even getting an opportunity to play because of injury, he had to be that yes man quarterback. And that was a gift and a curse for him, right? He played well, and when he had needed to improvise, he had to improvise, and he did so in a good way. But he also had success. So even for Brock now, why would he go away from doing everything that Kyle tells him to do?
Right.
Because he's already seen, this is how I won the job.
Yep.
This is how I was successful, and my team was winning.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to now become a rogue quarterback and not be a yes man and do my own thing because that can quickly get me sidelined.
Right.
And have Sam Darnold take my place.
Yep.
So if anything, I think Brock Purdy is going to be more of a yes man QB, more of a programmable QB, because that is what's going to keep his job firm.
Right. Amen. I couldn't have said it any better
before
myself.
Kirk Cousins comes in here and takes it.
Theodore Wells says, once Trey found out, he asked for a trade and to get out of there. I completely disagree with this. I completely disagree with this. I cannot say this enough. Y'all mentioned it on the other show. The same agents represent Darnold and Lance.
Yep.
I think a trade was in the works all along. They just didn't know.
This is orchestrated.
I don't know a single player in NFL history that demanded a trade, and 24 hours later, he was off the team.
Yeah, that's
Jonathan
not.
Taylor has been asking for a trade.
Yes.
Top 3 running back in the NFL when healthy.
And Irsay can't stand this dude because he had the audacity to ask to be one of the highest paid running backs. He don't like him. He don't like his agent. He don't like none of them. Him and Irsay and the agent have been sparring on Twitter like for weeks about this situation or whatever.
Exactly.
And he's still there right now. Miami is the culture is not enough. You gotta do better than that and all this stuff like this. So yeah, you're absolutely right about that. There's nobody who's traded that fast.
Players don't control what the field is willing to offer, if anything at all. Players don't control if a team wants to get rid of them or not.
Right.
They can try. They can hold out and all that stuff, but Trey wasn't holding out. He was showing up every day. I told y'all that there was something to that. Oh, he was too emotional. Remember, I harped on that.
Yep.
This kid faced all the adversities, and now all of a sudden I can't handle that news. I never bought that for a second. This is a really, really good super chat. I'm gonna shut up. I want to hear y'all talk about this. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do the screen different. We're gonna do the screen way different here because I want to highlight y'all as y'all answer this question from Sin. This is a really, really, really good question. We're gonna do this like this. I'll read it, and then we'll let Peachy go, and then we'll let Mose go. If the Niners thought Trey would become good, would they have traded him to Dallas? I think this is a phenomenal question. A phenomenal question. Peachy, what are your thoughts?
That is a great question, Sin. Thank you very much. If the Niners thought that Trey would become good, would they have traded him to Dallas? I say no. And the reason why that I say no is because I don't think they believed in him enough to even see. So do I believe that the 49ers thought that he would become good? No. I do not. Because if they had belief in him, he'd still be here. And so that's my opinion. being an NFC contender, yeah, that shows how much they really did not believe in that kid. And it doesn't mean that he's not good. It's just that they didn't bring out his good, and because they didn't want to take the time to develop him. Lost faith, didn't believe in him, whatever you want to say is fine. But yep. So no.
Very good. Very good. Mose, what say you?
I'm going to go in the opposite way, and I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
And it's not because I believe that they thought Trey would be good. I agree with what Peachy said. But what we're learning about this organization and some members of this staff is that there's a level of ego and arrogance that I don't think they care if he becomes good. I think more than anything, they are just done with the Trey Lance experiment. They are done investing the time and energy in developing him because they feel like they have a win now solution in Brock Purdy. So I don't think they care if he does become good because they feel like with the roster that they have and the players that they have, that they can beat anybody. So even if he does become good and allows the Cowboys to become an even more fierce opponent and a stronger contender, they're arrogant enough to believe that they can beat anybody at their best. This is a team that feels like had a couple of things going their way, we would have beat the Kansas City Chiefs, and we rightfully would have. We had Patrick Mahomes on the ropes. He was throwing picks. Defense was playing really, really well. We just weren't able to outlast as long as they were. So this team firmly believes that they are the cream of the crop and that they can beat every single team in the NFL. So I think it didn't matter where they traded them to because they feel like they're going to win. So I still think they would have made the trade.
Okay. I am going to disagree with Mose and agree with Peachy. Only because I put it out there, I kind of got to ride with what I said, right? We discussed this also in the last show. I said that I believe that there's a trade offer out there and they're weighing their options. And I said, we are going to know what the Niners sincerely think about him based off of where he gets traded. If they send him to the AFC, we only might have to play him one time. If they send him to the NFC, they're not worried about him at all. I know it sounds harsh, right? It's one thing if you say a player's not a fit for us. It's another thing if you say, but this player is really good and he's going to make another team better. Mm-hmm. If he makes the Cowboys better, they had us. They were going toe-to-toe with us.
Yeah.
Let's be very, very clear with what happened.
Yeah, it wasn't a blowout or anything. Give us
right. They were there.
We were nervous.
I mean, come on now, right?
Yeah, true.
We were waiting for it's time for Dak to choke. Like that's what we were all banking on it, right?
Yep.
But I think that if they thought that Lance was going to be good, like if they really, really thought he was going to be good, forget about whether they thought he could be good here. If his processing was too slow for their liking, or if him not trusting the first read and getting the ball out on time wasn't working, I understand them wanting to move on. Mm-hmm. That's completely separate if they thought he was going to be good. If they thought he was going to, this is crazy. If they thought he was going to be good, then I don't think they would have sent him to the NFC.
But then that means they would be worried about Trey Lance becoming good. And if you ask this team, are they worried about Jalen Hurts? No, because they feel like they would have beat the Eagles had Purdy not gotten hurt. Are they worried about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs? Are they worried about Burrow in the Bengals? Are they worried about Josh Allen and the Bills? The 49ers brass are not worried about any one of these teams.
That's not the same thing. Then I'm gonna tell you why. They didn't have control over Hurts and where he went. They didn't have control over Josh Allen and where he went. They don't.
But we're talking about playing them, seeing them.
But that's not the same thing, right? I get that we are who we are. We have one of the best defenses. We have the most star-studded skill position group on the offensive side of the ball in the entire league, right? I believe I'm speaking like how I think the Niners are speaking. I believe that we can beat anybody we go against, but that still doesn't mean that they don't think he's going to be good. right? Or means that he is going to be good. Because if that team continues to get better, what is a better Dallas Cowboys than what they were last year? That's a team that might knock us out the postseason. No? So if they thought that he was going to be better, we got to play him this year. That could be a game that's going to be seed related later on. You know what I mean? We got to. Odds are we'll end up seeing them in the postseason. I think they're one of the top 7 teams in the NFC.
Oh yeah, I mean it's not hard to be now.
Right,
not that many.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just think that if they really thought like, damn, this kid is a killer, and we can't let him. Like I just think they would have sent him to the other side, like what happened with.
But here's my other thought process though with this, which is why I'm harping on like the arrogance point. Because even if you look at the psychological aspect of it, Jawan Jennings has been talking trash to Trayvon Diggs during the offseason. The Cowboys have got knocked out of the playoffs by us 2 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
They already have bad blood towards us, and they want to prove that they can beat us. Why give them extra ammunition by adding Trey Lance to that roster?
You do it because
and
you don't
now
think he's good.
allowing him. But even if you thinking of that, like you're allowing them a psychological edge. They already are preparing for you, but now you give them Trey Lance, who I'm sure it's not just our locker room talking. Locker rooms around the NFL are talking about how poorly mismanaged this situation was by the 49ers and how they dumped Trey like that because. Yeah, it's man versus man. It's a warrior sport. But at the end of the day, it's a brotherhood with all the guys in the NFL because they know what they sacrifice for it. And they know that these teams, when it comes to the business of football, can be real cutthroat. So now you put him in that locker room and all that built up animosity that they had towards us anyway only gets heightened because now they're like, you know what, Trey? We got you, bro. We're going to go out there and we're going to whoop their ass because we already don't like them and what they did to us the past 2 years. And now you are brother and we don't like how they did you. Why would you send him there? Even if you look at it from a psychological point of view. But to me, and I know they have to be looking at it from a psychological point of view because Kyle's been around the game since he was a baby. John Lynch played the game at a high level, won a Super Bowl, and he knew how to play those psychological mind games, so he know how it works. They had to know that some aspect of the psychological part of the game will be playing into this as well. They know that that's going to be a storyline when we see them week 5. Why would you send him there? Even if you don't think he's going to be good, you add more fuel to the fire. Why send him there?
And you're sending.
And to me, that speaks to the arrogance. They don't care about none of it. They don't care if he's going to be good. They don't care about the psychological edge. They feel like they have what they need to beat no matter who they face. They don't care. That's why you send him there, because it doesn't matter.
The game plan in week 5 is going to be probably different whenever we play them. It's going to be different than most any other game plan, I believe, because who knows this system better than Trey Lance?
Yeah.
Maybe only Kyle, right? Like, think about this. He has done nothing but study this playbook inside and out for the last 3 seasons straight.
Yeah.
This kid knows the system. And it's going to be
because him being smart and picking up the playbook was never his issue.
Never. Not one time.
Right.
Never.
Yeah. Not to mention that, do we forget Jimmy Garoppolo just carved us up in all these practices that we were playing. And you know good and well, because this playbook hadn't changed. This is the same way when Jimmy was here. Don't think that Jimmy did not let that Raiders defense coordinator know the tendencies is that what we do and all this stuff. And so you can tell. You could just tell by the way that he looked. Jimmy had been throwing picks left and right to his defense, like the whole entire thing or whatever. And we even had a bet he would throw to us. And he looked like a totally different player out there playing. He just you just knew psychologically all the stuff that he went through. He was just determined to make us look stupid and to embarrass us so bad. The whole entire team. So I agree with that, that Dallas thing though about just the mentality. Even if he's not, you know what I'm saying? Like even if he's not, it's what he can take over there. He's just making the fire bigger. Like you start out with a small fire and then all of a sudden you get like this huge fire.
Absolutely.
So he's definitely going to, make sure that this game is one for the ages when we play week 5, regardless of whether he even takes the field.
Yeah, I agree. And that's what I was going to say too. He doesn't even have to be, imagine him just playing scout.
Yeah.
Imagine he doesn't have to be the starter. I think barring injury, Dak Prescott will be the starter. Let me be very clear what I'm saying. I don't think that Trey Lance is going to go over there and he's gonna unseat Dak Prescott or anything like that. Dak's been there for too long. He's got a lot of respect in that locker room.
Exactly.
There's people. I'm in a money league for fantasy, and it's a lot of people from where I live. Eagles, Giants fans, they're all in there. And as soon as the trade happened, let him throw one pick. Here comes Trey Lance. There were Eagles fans saying, I don't want to see him twice a year. Like, guys, chill out. He's not playing no time soon. He's not going to get there and play anytime soon. So I thought that was interesting.
He just wants to go somewhere to where, he can find someone that actually cares about him. And that whole new thing with him being gone and him, getting a start over and just take his time and just get, someone who believes in him and wants to try at least. So
we got about 5 minutes before kickoff or before the game coverage starts. So we're going to get out of here soon. Sorry, guys. I know I put in the chat that we were going to open up the phone lines. We are not going to have enough time for that. We'll have to save that for the overreaction show. But I did want to read this comment here. Ricky with another really good super chat says this proves that a team in win a Super Bowl mode and developing a raw talent don't go together.
Facts.
This is official now. This is the worst trade up for a quarterback in NFL history.
And everybody is talking about Lord have mercy.
It's one thing if you traded up and you played him for 2 seasons and he was trash and he's a bust. You traded up and he played 4 games for your roster. Some due to injury, some not due to injury. Let's keep that in mind. And you moved on from him already. This is official. The Niners have the worst trade for a quarterback in NFL history. Doesn't mean we're not going to win. Doesn't mean that the Super Bowl window closed or anything like that. It just means that one move didn't work. And I still think somebody's got to be held responsible for that. I still think a scout somewhere needs to be fired. I still think someone needs to be given an ultimatum in that front office. I really think that there still needs to be some sort of repercussions for that. You gave up a lot of equity to acquire him, to play him 4 games.
Yep.
Not going to hold the injuries against anybody, but 4 games and move on. It's not just the 4 games. It's 4 games and okay, we don't need them no more. That's wild. That is wild. That is wild. So it's going to be what it is, man. Thanks everybody for the super chats. We're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up here. If you guys can do 1 minute each, what are you hoping to see tonight from the backups? Let's start there. Go ahead, Mose.
I need to see consistency from Sam Darnold. I need to see that he is able to move this offense like Brock Purdy does. In order for you to validate this trade of Trey Lance to me, Sam Darnold needs to be able to move the ball a little bit more efficiently. And I don't want to see any interceptions. And don't give me it. If it's off of somebody's hands, I'll have to judge those individually. Because sometimes Sam can throw the ball too hard. Now, if it hits your hands, you're supposed to catch it. That's a wide receiver rule. But you also, as a quarterback, gotta have to deliver a ball that your receivers can catch as well.
Yeah, keep that same energy. I just want to be able to see he needs to be able to move the ball efficiently, just like Sam Darnold does. PG, your thoughts on the backups?
I pretty much just like Sam Darnold can't go out here throwing picks all over the place because Lord, it could get ugly in the stands if he does. I want, just like Mo said, I want Sam Darnold to come out here and see if he can be consistent, just like Brock is, because quarterback 1 and quarterback 2, you just never know on this team what's going to happen. So Sam's got to show, since he was clearly miles and miles ahead of.
That's not true. Don't let those people change
else.
Don't let those people change your mind, Peachy. We read, other people saw the practices. He was not miles ahead of anybody. Exactly. And I truly believe it was a quarterback competition for the second spot all along. I really, really do believe that. Kyle told us before preseason game 1, Lance is going to get the first half of this game, and Darnold will get the first half of the second game. Nothing changed. I don't give a I don't care what they try to tell us. But I do.
Kittle's playing. A lot of the starters are going to be out there for support. They out there. So hopefully, with our offense pretty much out there tonight, it should be pretty good. And one more thing, you guys pay attention to the people that are on the bubble, because 53 is announced Tuesday by 4:00 Eastern.
That's
so
right.
You got to watch out for those guys that are out there, in on the bubble, especially in my opinion, the receivers, because that's going to be where I think it's going to get kind of crazy with the receivers. They really are. Huff and Gibson are not playing, so that's a lot of time for Jair Brown.
And Miller is out there, another wide receiver people were looking out for. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Guys, we're going to get out of here. I just want to say one more thing before we go. All off season, I watched highlights on NFL Network. I saw just in general the coverage anytime they discussed the 49ers, or specifically Trey Lance, and it was the bad throws. It was the interceptions. It was the sacks. Every time, like, you had the commentators just talking about him, you know how they play the videos off to the side in the background? It was always negative plays. They trade him to the Cowboys, and I saw Trey Lance, nothing but good throws. The 180 has already begun. I just want to put that out.
Already started.
Guys, you see the link right there next to Peachy, patreon.com/NB9ERS. We are heading there literally right now. We'll see y'all there. Peace.